Coming up on Break the Bank Garage. Oh, look at that. Welcome back to Break the Bank Garage. Today we have the start of a brand new series because I just bought a new car and it definitely needs some work. I want to introduce you to my new to me 2011 BMW 328i E90. Now I've had quite a few E90s. I've had some on the channel that I have bought broken, fixed up, and sold, and this is no different. This thing definitely needs some work, but I'm not exactly sure how much work. I'm hoping that we got a good deal on this thing, but there are a few unknowns coming up that we need to really dive in and figure out what this thing needs. So today we're gonna pull it into the garage, put it up on jack stands, and figure out exactly what we need to do to this car and what parts we need to order to get it back on the road running as it should. I hope you enjoy the video. If you want to follow along with this car on future videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and let's get this thing in the garage. All right, so we're gonna do a little walk around the car and look at some of the kind of cosmetic issues it has. Right here, it looks like the paint's kind of cracking up there. Then over in the mirror, this piece will have to be replaced. It's just this trim piece. And then it looks like over here, somebody tried to paint. We're gonna have to kind of wet sand this down and polish it up. I think this thing will polish up really good if we do like a compound and polish. Lastly, it is missing, I mean, these are always kind of damaged, but it's missing a fog light. So we're gonna have to get a new fog light and probably a new fender liner as well, because this one's kind of cracked up and it looks like there's tape here. So let's look at the interior. Inside, it actually looks really nice. Like the seat bolsters are good. The leather isn't like hard or cracked at all. There's no issues with the leather whatsoever, which is amazing. There's some accessories that we'll have to remove. Up here, this thing, I haven't decided what we want to do with this. This rubber texturized coating is peeling off here and on the steering wheel. I think if I can't find a good price on new ones, we might just peel this all off and either leave it glossy or like paint it with a matte black paint. Lastly, with the interior is just these buttons, and I think I can just get a new button, pop this out and pop in some new buttons there. But we have some mechanical issues as well. At least one obvious mechanical issue, the TPMS light is on. Tire pressure monitoring system. So I'm gonna show you what happens when we go to read that code. If I go to TPMS to figure out why the TPMS light is on, yes, that's my vehicle. It tells me it can't even establish connection with the computer. So I think there's actually something wrong with the control module that controls the whole system, because I can't even connect to it. When the engine is running, you can tell something on the belt system is kind of whiny, because as the RPMs go up, you get this whining sound. I'm gonna see if we can pick that up on the mic here. So I'm not quite sure where this noise is coming from. I think it's either the alternator or the power steering pump. So we're gonna get out the stethoscope and see if we can pinpoint it. All right, let's see. So I'm gonna hold this up to the alternator first. So I'm gonna try to get down on the power steering pump now. Now we're gonna see if everybody agrees which one it is. William?
I think it was the power steering.
Second one?
Mm-hmm. Second one?
Second one. Yeah, I think it's the power steering pump for sure. Let's check the fluid level quick though. Make sure that we have fluid. Because if we don't have fluid, that would cause noise too. It kind of looks like it's been leaking around there a little bit, so that's strange. The fluid looks very dirty. That's good. Then just pull it out and see. Yeah, I mean, it's not low, that's for sure. It's dirty, but it's not low. All right, we're gonna try sucking out some of this dirty power steering fluid and replacing it with clean stuff. All right, that obviously didn't get everything out, but got a good portion of it out, and now this will work its way through the system. So we will start the car, turn the wheels back and forth a little bit, and just kind of get this flushed through the system, and maybe do one more cycle pumping it out and putting new stuff in. So we drove the car around and got the power steering fluid kind of circulated through, and I think it kind of mixed, and the new stuff got dirty now, but not quite as dirty. So we're gonna pump it out, do one more flush, and see if that helped with the loud noise of the power steering pump. And I'm just gonna go like down to the end of the street and back. Do you still hear the whining noise? I mean, you're always gonna hear something, but I think that might have actually really helped.
So we all spent a little bit more time listening to the car, and we all actually agreed that the noise was gone and that problem was fixed. However, there is a lot more that needs to be done. So the person I had bought this car from had recently had it to their mechanic and was told that it needed a new valve cover gasket because it was leaking oil onto the engine. So what we're gonna do now is just take this engine cover off so we can get a better look and see how much oil is leaking or where it's leaking from.
We definitely have a leak on this valve cover, so it is gonna need a new gasket for sure. So we will be pulling this valve cover off completely at some point.
Now I'm just gonna pull out these first 3 coil packs here. We'll do the back 3 later when we have more stuff apart and more access. But I just wanna look because a lot of the times when you have a bad valve cover, oil will leak right here into these holes and it'll actually saturate the spark plug and the coil, sometimes causing a misfire, although we don't have a misfire yet on this car.
Oh, look at that. That is indicative of a bad valve cover right there. We'll just pull the front 3 for now because I don't want to take the cowl off yet. This one is stubborn. That one's totally dry, so definitely got a lot of oil leaking into this first one, but not a big deal. Obviously, we are going to be doing the valve cover. That is a non-optional thing at this point. I'm surprised it's not misfiring, honestly. All right, we're gonna get it all up on jack stands now and just take all 4 tires off, inspect the suspension. The person I bought this from had taken it into a shop and they had said it needed some new shocks. It was a little unclear which ones. More than likely, we'll be replacing all 4 shocks, or the struts in the front, shocks in the back. But we'll just check them out. We'll also check out the brake pads. And there's something back behind, there's a little surprise back behind this passenger side rear wheel that we're gonna be searching for. There we go. Okay, so looking at this, this brake rotor is like brand new and the pads look totally new as well. Nice, we have brand new brakes on this thing. I'm gonna get a light and then kind of inspect the shock up here. Can't tell much from that, but like I said, we're gonna be replacing these anyway, front and back. Nice to know that we got brand new brakes on here though. Look at this, this almost looks like this side has been replaced. We got a bunch of oil in there from the valve cover leak. I think we had a collision happen here, and I bet this strut got mangled and pushed the wheel back into this, because this is all burnt up. That's what this looks like to me. So we're gonna replace this fender liner and might have to try to straighten out this pinch weld. Well, now I'm going to take this fender liner off. So clearly what we had here is maybe some sort of snowbank collision or something, because It knocked out the fog light and mangled up the fender liner on the front and on back, but looking pretty good otherwise. This pinch weld kind of bent in, but I don't think that's not a big deal. We had to take all that out anyway to get the new fog light in, so that'll be probably in a future video.
So now it's time to keep this inspection going and move on to the back of the vehicle. So we jack it up and take the wheels off, and this driver's side wheel was so stubborn I had to spray it down with some PB Blaster and give it a big old mule kick.
Okay, what do we see back here? A lot of corrosion on the front of this, or on the top of this thing. Shock. These are being replaced anyway. These rotors are not new and the pads are not as new, but they still have over half life left on them, it looks like. So, I mean, these do not need to be replaced, which is nice. Let's head over to the other side. These back shocks, yeah, these are definitely original. Same thing on the brakes here, not too bad. All this gunk. But what we're looking for is actually behind here. So on these E90s, there's the RDS module, which controls the TPMS system, which we're unable to connect to with our scan tool. And what's interesting in my research is up through 2010, the RDC module was back here in the trunk. It was kind of behind this thing, back where the battery was. And then there was, separate antennas. But from what I understand, in 2011, they changed to just one unit. So it looks just like the old antennas, but it's the whole module inside it. And I think that is located right back here. Hopefully we can find it. So we're gonna take this fender liner off and look for that module, take it out, get a part number. I think we're gonna have to replace it. All right, time to see if this RDC module, look at that. I think that's it right there. How's it fastened in? That's what we're after right there. When I shake this thing, it sounds like a rattle. That's usually not a good sign for a computer. So I had to Google the part number, and this is the combo unit. This is actually basically the computer controls for the whole TPMS system. And between the fact that I couldn't connect to it at all with my scan tool and that it's rattling, I am quite confident if we replace this, we can solve our problem. The unknown part though is, will we have to code it to the car? I've read mixed things. Some people say sometimes you need to code it, sometimes you don't, but we will just, first step is to order one and put one in.
I'm really excited to have some answers on this problem. Even though it's not fixed yet, I found so much conflicting information online that I was beginning to get really discouraged with it. And this TPMS light on the dash is one of the bigger mechanical issues that this car has. I'm also excited that we were able to fix the power steering issue, so at least we're making some baby steps forward on this thing.
So we have some parts, obviously, that we need to order. We need to get new shocks all the way around. We need to get some interior trim pieces. Some exterior pieces like the fog light. We need to get the new TPMS RDC module. It'll definitely be a lot of work. The exterior needs some compounding, polishing. Maybe we'll do some wax or ceramic coating or something to make it look nice. And I think we should be all set then. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really excited about this project. There's definitely a big variety of interior, exterior, cosmetic and mechanical things that we're going to be addressing in future videos in this car. I'm hoping to dive straight into the mechanical for the next video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you want to see the continuation of this project, hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching.
And here are a few other videos I think you might like.